We all know the 1960s were swinging. There were miniskirts, the British invasion, and everyone was doing the mashed potato. But have you ever wondered how this groovy era grooved on food? In short, the 1960s had some seriously scrumptious stuff on the menu. So let's dish up some delightful details. Well, buckle up, Buttercup. What better way to do that than with a good old-fashioned flashback? Was there a downside? You bet. It was an era where food played astronaut and traveled too far off galaxies. Do any of these trends sound familiar? With the dawn of fast food, the drive-thru became the new frontier. The high-fat, salt, and calorie combo became the norm, contributing to the rising rates of obesity in America. Nevertheless, it was an era that revved up our engines and fueled our fast-paced lifestyles, leaving us with an appetite for change. The 1960s had them all in spades. But behind the scenes, a different story was unfolding. The era of liberation was dawning, and nobody wanted to hear veggies complaining about their rolls. Say what? Yep, you heard right. In the era of flower power, peace signs, and love beads, the quest for a trim figure took root. By understanding the pitfalls of the past, we can craft a healthier, happier future. So what's the takeaway? Well, it's simple. Don't just follow the crowd. Question, question, question. Think before you eat. Your taste buds will thank you. Weight Watchers was founded in 1963, offering a structured approach to shedding pounds. Low-calorie snacks, diet pills, and meal replacements became the must-have accessories for those watching their waistlines. In the kitchen, it was an era where hearty helpings and heavy hitters were the order of the day, you bet. Not always. It was also a time when unrealistic beauty standards and societal pressures began to take shape. The 1960s, a time of contradictions where peace and love were celebrated, but the pursuit of thinness took center stage. It was a decade where the quest for the perfect body began to overshadow the joy of eating. As the rates of childhood obesity, diabetes, and tooth decay began to climb, sugar became the culprit. The secret ingredient that added sweetness to our lives was slowly revealed as a silent saboteur. McDonald's, Burger King, and Taco Bell served up speed and savings. Hidden sugars lurked around every corner, from ketchup to salad dressing. High fat was the name of the game. With fried foods, creamy sauces, and butter taking center stage, fiber, well, fresh fruits and vegetables were often on the sidelines. This dietary drama played a significant role in the rising rates of heart disease and type 2 diabetes in the latter half of the century. If the 1960s had a motto, it was probably this: everything in moderation. Just kidding. They probably wouldn't have used that phrase. It was the era of excess, and sugar was the rock star. From Kool-Aid to Frosted Flakes, sugar was the ultimate groupie. It added that extra oomph to make everything taste like a party, making it possible to grab a burger on the go. Fried chicken took flight with Colonel Sanders, spreading his wings across the country. These weren't just meals, they were pit stops on the highway of life. From neon pizzas to gourmet grilled cheese, we're bringing back classics with a twist. This era was the appetizer. Whet our appetites for innovation and set the stage for the fusion fiesta. That is our modern-day menu. Where culinary creativity knew no bounds and flavor was the final frontier. These quick-fix meals were often loaded with sodium and preservatives. They were like the backup singers of the food world, providing support but stealing the spotlight. The 1960s gave us TV dinners, but it also gave us a sneak peek at what was to come, a foreshadowing of the health hurdles that lay ahead. Picture this: 1960s diners filled with sizzling steaks, Jell-O molds, cars cruising beneath golden arches, families gathered around glowing TV dinners and mini pizzas popping out of the oven, and over it all, a soundtrack of unforgettable hits. That was the era. And that's exactly the vibe we're here to take you back to. Let's talk about meat and potatoes, or as the 1960s would say, meat and to veg, baby. Protein was the star of the show. Whether it was a towering roast, a sizzling steak, or a meatloaf masterpiece. And what better sidekicks than fluffy mashed potatoes drenched in butter? They were the perfect foil to bring out the best in every main course. We're about to serve up a heaping helping of history. The 1960s were a culinary carnival, a flavorful fiesta. All right, a little cheesy, but you knew we had to kick it off with a bang. with a sprinkle of whimsy and a dash of futurism. From gelatin salads to vertical fillets, each dish was a design statement. Who could forget the iconic lime Jell-O mold or the suspended fruit cup? These culinary creations weren't just about taste, they were a conversation piece. They were the art of edible elegance. In the 1960s, food was a feast for the eyes and a frenzy for the freezers. TV dinners were the toast of the town, allowing busy homemakers to whip up a wholesome meal in minutes. Frozen pizza made its grand entrance, while casseroles and Chef Boyardee's spaghetti took center stage. Canned foods were the chorus line of the kitchen, always there in the background, ready to dance their way onto your plate. All of this was not just about convenience, it was about progress. It was about serving up a slice of modernity. Oh wait, rewind. In the 1960s, meals didn't just nourish, they narrated. Remember Thames, the orange drink that took the space race by storm? Or how about those psychedelic pizzas with more toppings than a hippie's dream? Fast forward to today. The 1960s was an era of exploration, not just in space, but also on our plates. Sadly, with the joyride came a jolt. Ah, yes, the sugar rush. What's a bash without cake, cookies, and candy? Now hold up. Vegetables, well, they usually played a supporting role, often canned or boiled beyond recognition. But hey, it was the 1960s. Now, this might come as a surprise, but the 1960s also marked the beginning of diet culture. But was it all about health and well-being? And now for the grand finale, a 1960s diet decoded. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. But remember, knowledge is the secret sauce.